We've tried to put a sort of order on everything that was mentioned and combine ideas, etc., etc. So what we're thinking of, more or less, starting with an introduction in which we give more or less the general awareness, the rationale. Why is this? What is experience capitalization? How does it fit? Etc. etc. Here. Then we go to the second one, more of the purpose of the process, the audience who's going to be involved, the general ideas for a specific case. So you have to define, you're talking about one experience, so you need to identify what is this experience, who participates, etc., etc. Then we come to some planning process, planning of all the things that need to be done. Inviting people, whatever.
Planning for strategy, to build a strategy for experience capitalization.
Or planning all the process in itself, that you need to do the next steps, that you need to take this into account, that you need to involve these people, that you need to put it in your planning of your organization, that you need to assign resources, that you need to find those resources, that you need to do this and this before the end of the year, etc. More of a planning bit.
Okay.
Then a separate one, which is also going to go through everything else, is the facilitation process. So somebody has to take the lead, somebody has to involve these people, somebody has to make sure that the results take place. So more of a facilitation ideas, and then how to facilitate, how to make sure that it is participatory, how to get feedback. So this is actually fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Another part is the whole sourcing of information. So we're talking about a theme, an experience. So we need to know what is this experience, what is it about, what has happened in the past in the project, what have been the activities, what has been the results, what has been the impact, trying to collect all this. And of course this means sourcing from different people and sourcing in different ways. So you need to do interviews, but you may need to do surveys, or you may need to do participant observation, whatever, trying to get the information. Something which I still don't know if it would be something, a separate lesson, is to organize this information, make sense of it, put it in charts, whatever, make sure that you have everything and that you're not missing opinions, or that you're not missing results, or that you're not missing everything to a complete picture.
So this is part of our unique process in
the process.
The process of capitalizing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is more
gathering
the process.
Information,
Yes.
Then how to
organize
it. So this could be.
This is the process, exactly.
Yes.
And then we come to the most important part of the process, which is the analysis.
Okay.
So analyzing the information and making sure that you are not just giving results, but that you are trying to find out why.
Yeah.
Why did you get those results? Why did this man do this? Why did this did that? Whatever. Next, we come to the documentation part, which is preparing for sharing all the lessons, because you have to share them. You have to within your team, but also to the outsiders. So you have to, start writing, so you need editing skills, so you need to, whatever. And then you need to do videos, and then you may need to do radio, and all these things.
Okay.
Yes? And then we come to the last part, which is what we call the appropriation. And then we have, actually, I think we should have two bits there, because one is the appropriation, or the drafting the lessons and making sure that the lessons of the experience are used in a new project. So the whole idea that you've had a project on growing potatoes, you learn how to grow potatoes, and then your next project of growing potatoes is taking the lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, making sure that the lessons fit.
Can be reused.
Exactly, so that your next project is going to be better. So that is one appropriation, but the other appropriation is the appropriation of the whole process within your organization.
Oh yes.
So that you repeat experience capitalization next time, so that you do it again better.
Okay.
So it is two things. And this second appropriation brings us back to the whole idea that, there is a rationale why you're doing this. Why does it have to be within your organization? Why does it have to be part of the day-to-day activities? And why does it have to fit with M&E and with what the things that we discussed with the role of the manager, etc., etc.
So that's this idea that there's always, through this, appropriation shows up at every bit along the way, and the kind of facilitation of the process and the weaving together of the roles, because we have the M&E people, the leaders.
Yes.
There's a lot of actors in here, so the idea is that we're going to think about how to keep those two red threads holding it together, and then also just kind of thinking about when we need to pull out the uniqueness of a role. So, for example, up here is, making the business case and getting buy-in from leaders is going to be a unique role that needs to be pulled out, or making sure it's integrated with M&E might be a unique, or as the KM in the communications. So that maybe thinking that there's an icon for a role or a color or something, so that people can see themselves in the different place and see the roles of others, because that's that connection and the appropriation. So that's kind of the framing. And the other thing, where's the flower? Let's see. Oh, let me find the flower. Is it in my notebook? Okay. Yeah. So when we think about the roles, I'm gonna actually, because we can share this with people if we want. We're doing experience capitalization right now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Is that when you think about the M&E roles, all the roles, they're like petals of a flower, and I stole this from Lucy, by the way. And what we're focusing on here is this intersection area. That's what this curriculum is about. But we're always pointing out to the other resources that are existed both within the iMark modules and other resources, because we've got really rich resources.
Yes.
So that we keep it knit together, but we don't overdo, like have a KM plan or have an M&E plan. That's not what this is about. But its connection with those things is really important. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.